New developments tonight in the three-week war in Ukraine across its western border, where hundreds of thousands continue to flee their homeland. More than 2.5 million Ukrainians have now made their way to safety, many with harrowing stories of escaping. The UN calling the refugee crisis the largest since World War II as it expands throughout more of Europe. Hungary already seeing more than 250,000 refugees, second only to Poland. Slovakia and Moldova and Romania also seeing an influx.
How horrible is it to have to leave your homeland behind?
Well, it's like, you know, you have a feeling of death behind you.
And most of those who flee Ukraine are women and children. Ukrainian men under ages 60 are banned from leaving the country under martial law.
The U.S. Embassy forced to relocate a core of its staff to Poland following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. KC24 weekend anchor Jennifer Ortega got a chance to speak to the chargé d'affaires for the U.S. Embassy in Ukraine. She's a Fresno native who believes Ukraine will win in the end. And Jennifer, she's among those now working out of Poland.
Stephanie, Christina Kovine with the U.S. Embassy in Ukraine says they're now safe in the neighboring country of Poland, with a core staff of 40 to 50 people helping provide government assistance to Ukraine.
He's bombed major cities. He is trying to take over cities, but the Ukrainians are fighting incredibly hard.
Christina Kovine, the chargé d'affaires for the U.S. Embassy in Poland, is referring to what she says is the Russian president's causeless attack on Ukraine.
Ukraine presented no threat to Russia. Ukraine is a democracy. It was a stable country.
Kovine actually grew up in Fresno and graduated from Bullard High School in 1983. She is now the chargé d'affaires for the U.S. Embassy in Poland, a diplomat who serves as an embassy's chief of mission in the absence of an ambassador.
It is a real battle, and it's one that the Ukrainians are fighting bravely and with a great deal of courage and conviction. We have folks that are helping U.S. citizens. So there are many U.S. citizens in Ukraine who are trying to leave.
Kovine says they're also helping provide defense weapons for Ukraine to continue their fight against Russia, and even providing food and shelter for those in Ukraine that need it.
We and our Western allies and partners have executed crippling sanctions against Russia, which has significantly impacted their economy.
The sanctions closing down Russia's stock market. Kovine says banks are running out of money and food and other commodities are no longer available.
President Putin is fighting for an old ideology that is decades behind us. And ultimately, I do not believe that President Putin will be able to extinguish Ukraine's desire to be Western and to be a democracy.
Jennifer Ortega. Kovine says the embassy in Ukraine is secure and that their team will continue to work hard to help Ukrainians succeed in this war. Live in the studio, Jennifer Ortega, KC24 local news that matters.